and welcome to the Student Life Center on the campus of the Free Lutheran Bible College and Seminary in the Jason Goodham Memorial Broadcast Chair, brought to you by Wally Pip. I am Wade Mobley, your solo play-by-play guy today. Unfortunately, I am down a headset. Otherwise, Justin Jones, erstwhile father of Bennett Jones, was going to do color commentary with me. He would have been great. Unfortunately, we're down one headset, so I'm making the best of it on my own. And just so you know, if you listened last night, it was a big night. FLBC first win in a long time, 75-62 over the visiting Dayspring Bible College team. It was a great game and a fun game to watch, and I think we'll have a great rematch today. That said, I'm an analyst. I think I do okay. And Jason Goodham is an excellent play-by-play guy. I'm a mediocre play-by-play guy. And today, with no analyst alongside, you're going to have to put up with my mediocrity all by your lonesome, gentle listener. So here's what I'm looking forward to tonight. A rematch between these two teams, with Dayspring not having piled themselves into and out of a van, driving from just north of Chicago to here last night. They did not shoot well at all. I think looking at the stats from last night, Dayspring for the game shot 25%, a little over 25%, and FLBC was on fire, shooting about 55%, including 50% from the three-point line. Now, those things tend to not last necessarily. Some excellent interior battles as well. Talking with Coach Dan Fontana earlier, post player Randy Blamford, who's a 6'2" forward, plays a lot bigger than that. He is a large gentleman who is very strong in the post. And talked to Coach Dan Fontana a little bit about what that looks like if he goes up against a 6'6", 6'7" post player, and he says he gets by just fine. So we'll see how FLBC adjusts to that matchup tonight. Last night in game, Coach Logan Strand made some great adjustments, and it worked out. No notable injuries. I did visit yesterday with Henry Hostetler, a 6'2" forward. I'm just reading the situation a little bit. He has a significant injury. I think he was a significant player for them as well. So certainly their season colored by that injury. Today's 1 p.m. tilt about to start. Brought to us today by game sponsor Beyond Limits. Had a great visit last night with Steve, the founding what's the name? The founding board member or the founding director of Beyond Limits, which is a partner ministry of FLBC, and I'll talk more about that a little bit later. But right now, let's go to the public address announcer for prayers, the lineups, and the national anthem.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Student Life Center here at the Free Lutheran Bible College campus for this afternoon's game between the Dayspring Eagles and your FLBC Conquerors. Please join us in a word of prayer. Dear Lord, I just want to thank you for another day. Thank you for another game here that we can just play for your glory, Lord. I just pray for the safety of everyone here involved, Lord, that you just keep them safe, and that just always a good reminder that we're just doing this for your glory. And yeah, in your name I pray, amen. Would you please rise, remove all headgear for the playing of our national anthem. Now, let's meet the starters. First, for the visiting Dayspring Eagles. Number 0, Quinn Rendy. Number 2, Enrico Joseph. Number 3, Daniel Adams. Number 4, Alex Johnson. And number 24, Randy Blandfoot. And now, your starters for your FLBC Conquerors. From Minneapolis, Minnesota, number 3, Judah Kazuki. From Plymouth, Minnesota, number 10, Grant Larson. From Elk River, Minnesota, number 11, Frank Torfin. From Maple Grove, Minnesota, number 20, Max Wimberg. And from Sacramento, California, number 23, Griffin Troll.
And those are your starting lineups for FLBC, the normal starting 5. Kazuki, Larson, Torfin, Windberg, and Troll. A couple changes from last night's lineup for the Eagles from Dayspring Bible College. It'll be Joseph, Adams, Johnson, Blandford, and Julian. No, that's wrong. Rendy, Quinn Rendy is going to start. So one change, Johnson instead of Cornelison. And our officials, who I did not get the names of, but as assigned by the Independent Basketball Officials Association and Gary Lowe, blessing us with their service this evening. We're about to tip. Adams versus Larson at the tip, with FLBC going left to right on your radio dial. Tip down to Dayspring into the hands of the white uniformed Enrico Joseph against man-to-man defense by FLBC. Early double to Blandford. Blandford's gonna get a travel as Windberg gave way. Quick double by Torfin, and that's gonna be a schematic adjustment. Talked to Logan Strand a little bit before the game. We have to double instantly against such a superior post player when he's gonna put the ball on the floor. Ball screen, Windberg to Troll, top of the key, dribbles down the lane, just misses the contested layup. Rebound down into the waiting hands of Randy Blandford. Enrico Joseph, too tall of a pass to Quinn Rendy, and the ball goes back half a minute into the game. FLBC 0-0. Great win last night. First win of the season, first win of 3 seasons almost for FLBC, and a good time was had by all. It was an encouraging, fun, competitive basketball game. Ball kicked left corner. Frank Torfin misses up and just off iron down into the waiting hands of Enrico Joseph. Front court man-to-man by FLBC. Pick and roll, 45-degree right wing. Tipped out of bounds by Max Wimberg. 17 on the shot clock, 1 minute into this game, still scoreless. Entry pass to Randy Blandford, and that's a set play, sideline out of bounds. That's a great play when you have a big post advantage. But the shot misses, FLBC back. Larson to Torfin, top of the key, 3 rattles in and out. Rebound down to Joseph, his second of the game. Blandford on the outside. Wimberg will be happy to keep him there. Passes off to Rendy. Reverses through Adams to Joseph. Set play to Blandford. Passes across to Johnson. Kicks out to Adam, 25-foot three, make, and that could be a difference. Three-point shooting was deficient last night for Dayspring, having just piled out of a van. And if they can hit some threes, it's a different ball game tonight. FLBC down 3-0, 2 minutes into the game. Griffin Troll reverses. Max Windberg, 3, left corner. Tie game. Point guard Joseph, front court, off to Blandford. Running the same set play, double screen, excellent set offense. Double screen, screen down, ball reverse, screen across to the big guy. This is gonna be hard to guard. Lots of contact in the post. Blandford down, loses the ball, kicks out to Joseph, misses the three-pointer. Rebounded by Torfin. Kazuki pushes, pace, corner, Wimberg, 3. No good, just long. Tipped out by Larson, pulled down by Joseph with the 3rd rebound of the game. Off to 6'2" point guard Randy Blanford, and we're gonna run this same play again. Just watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Tipped out by Frank Torfin, and that's a good way to stop a good set play. Ball pressure on the perimeter, deny the entry pass, and ball reversal. 17-16 left in the first half. Inbound pass to Randy Blanford, who's gonna dribble down hard, be double, drop off to Joseph. Joseph to Johnson. Johnson skip, corner, Randy, drive baseline, stopped by Torfin, kicked back out to Johnson, who misses the mid-range. Griffin Troll with an excellent block out of Randy Blanford, who's gonna pick up the foul, trying to fight through. And if you get a foul trying to block out somebody, no coach in the world is gonna complain about that. That's a great block out, Griffin Troll. Looks like some token frustration pressure here by Dayspring. Not sure what I'm seeing. Okay, we're gonna full court press. Oh no, they're gonna, wait, what did they call? I don't know what they called. What was the call? I don't know what the call was. What happened? Oh, they called the foul on Griffin Troll for blocking out. I don't like that call. That was a good, solid block out against a much bigger player pushing off. I do not like that call. You got absolutely no chance against a big guy like that if you cannot maintain your position when he's pushing back on you. Ball goes out of bounds. FLBC basketball, perhaps poetic justice. Griffin Troll at the top of the key. Ball screen, Torfin down the lane against Adams. Troll's gonna finish for 2, 5-3, 16:45 left first half. Token pressure one-on-one, Kazuki versus Joseph. Entry pass to Adams. Ball screen from Johnson. Adams picks up, reverses to Joseph. Ball screen now by Blanford. Now kick to Adams, who misses the 3. Joseph tries to tip the rebound out. Ball corralled by Frank Torfin. A number of rebounds for him already as well. Both teams playing well, starting this game low scoring, 5-3, 16 minutes left. Man-to-man both directions. Troll, Kazuki, corner 3, hits. 8-3. These are two evenly matched teams. Look forward to staying in touch with Dayspring. Just looking at their school, they seem to have a similar mission, especially for the way they approach athletics, and it's a lonely world right now. Joseph tries to throw it in to get to Blanford, but tipped away by guard Judah Kazuki on the help. Johnson now drives into the lane, pull up, left hand, nice finish, 8-5, 15 minutes left in the first. Dayspring is switching almost everything on the perimeter. Makes it hard to set good screens. We'll see if they can start slipping a little bit. And there's an attempted slip by Larson. Troll pulls up instead of dishing off, shoots the 3, rattles in and out, rebound Joseph. Joseph to around on Kazuki. We've got a timeout. 30-second timeout by Coach Dan Fontana, today's sponsor, the sponsor of today's game, Beyond Limits, a collaborative partnership with Free Lutheran Bible College, offering a 2-year residential post-secondary Christian campus experience and Beyond Limits Life Skills Certificate for qualified young adult students with developmental disabilities. The program includes a customized selection of audited classes, independent living skills courses, and job coaching to gain work skills and preparation for the future. Thank you, Beyond Limits, for being a seasoned sponsor. And speaking as the president of the school, this is year 2 for Beyond Limits, and it's hard for me to imagine our school without Beyond Limits. It's just been a really, really good fit. So good to have Beyond Limits as a sponsor today. Out of the timeout, it'll be Dayspring basketball, sideline out of bounds, 15-11 left, with FLBC up 8-5. Might be having some problems with our live stream. It's stuck on my screen at least, but we'll just keep broadcasting. It's 15 minutes left coming out of that timeout, 8-5 FLBC. FLBC now in zone out of the timeout. That's nice. Adams drives down, loses the ball. 3 on the shot clock. 2, 1. Joseph barely gets a shot off. Kozicki grabs the rebound. That's a really nice job of defense, gentlemen. And now FLBC brings the ball front court. Joseph's bringing the ball up the floor now. Yeah, I think the live stream might be down. I'm not sure. Is it anything with you? Probably not. It's reloading. Blanford, beautiful pass, block to Johnson. Good recovery by FLBC. Skips the ball out to Joseph. Joseph's not having a good night from the floor. Johnson with the offensive rebound. And now off to Rendy. Rendy to Johnson. Johnson bounce pass into Blanford. Triple team. Ball tipped away. Caleb Munstead, that's a good job coming over. Tries in vain to save it. Ball goes out of bounds. Baseline out of bounds. 8 seconds left on the shot clock for Dayspring. Yeah, we got it. Thanks a lot, everybody. It's working. Man-to-man by FLBC on this baseline out of bounds play. Picked off by Frank Torfin. Caleb Munstead running hard down the floor. Oh, grabs Grant Larson. Grant Larson misses the contested layup. Blanford was not going to foul. Grabs the rebound, brings the ball up coast to coast. And now the ball is going to be off of Dayspring, out of bounds to FLBC. 8-5, 13:39 left. Into the game for Dayspring, Ryan Cornelison for Johnson. On the floor right now, Adams, Cornelison, forgive me if I'm pronouncing that name wrong, Julian, Blanford, and Joseph. On the floor for FLBC, Kozicki, Larson, Greven, Munseth, and Impala. Hello, production assistant Luke Quambeck coming in on his day off-ish. He works hard to see if we can get this other headset up and running. I don't think anybody has complained yet about the lack of, but you know, they would. Thank you very much, Luke. Caleb Munseth at the line, shooting 2. First shot's good. Free throw makes last night were a big part of the game. FLBC 14 for 18 from the charity stripe. Into the game, Winberg for Larson, Troll for Kozicki, rotating well for FLBC. Second shot up and good by Munseth. 10-5, 13:19 left in the first half. Blanford, ball screen on Adams. Adams violently down the lane. That is an aggressive play. Beautiful drive down the lane. Up for 2. Greven, Winberg, Munseth double pumps against the defense from Adams. Up and in. Munseth with 4 now and a 12-7 lead with 12:55 left in the first half. FLBC fans and team rise as one, encouraging each other on to excellent defense. It's pick and roll. Blanford and Adams, that's going to be deadly all night long. That's going to be a tough one, Coach Logan Strand. 12-9. 2 for Blanford, first basket of the game. That is an offensive scheme that might work. Dayspring out in zone now. Munseth pulls up at the elbow. 6 points for Munseth, and he's got a little swagger going on. Let's see if we can keep rolling. 14-9, 12:20 left. Troll guarding Joseph. Joseph gets a little edge on him, hands off to Cornelison, who kicks back out to Joseph. Now here's a screen and roll. Blanford, Adams steps back to shoot 3. Now if he can shoot that 3 as well, that one didn't go in. That's gonna be a really tough to guard 2-man game for FLBC. Blanford and Adams, a hard combo with strength and aggressiveness. Troll back to Winberg, shot fake to Blanford, rolled down. Caleb Munseth having himself a first half of a first half. 8 now, half of the Conqueror's 16. That was a beautiful pass. 16-9, 11 minutes left. Munseth guarding Adams tightly. Reverse the ball through Cornelison to Joseph. Blanford at 24 feet, hits the three, blows the chef kiss, and it's 16-12 with 11:20 left. Let him shoot there all night, boys. If he's gonna make it, they're gonna earn it. Wimberg down the lane against Blanford. He's gonna get fouled by Cornelison, I think. We're gonna shoot 2. Hard foul, I mean, reasonable foul, good foul. Cornelison's first, he was in trouble last night with fouls. And Kimura, Stephen Kimura, a 5'10 forward, number 21, is going to come into the game after this first shot, along with Kosicki, Larson, and Torfin for FLBC. I'll reset lineups here in a second. I will be taking the halftime off. First shot up and in, Max Wimberg with his 4th point of the game. Setting the lineups now, Blanford out, so it's Joseph, Cornelison, Julian, Adams, and Kimura versus Troll, Winberg, Kosicki, Larson, and Torfin. Second shot up and in, way to shoot free throws, boys. It's 18-12 with 11:13 left in the first. Now the return of the 2-2-1 3/4 court press by FLBC forces a turnover. Kosicki with the steal, drives in, kicks off to Troll, who drops down to Torfin, fouled by Adams, who did not go straight up. So Torfin's gonna go to the line to shoot 2. That'll be the 3rd team foul, 2nd though, on Daniel Adams, a 6'1 guard and a key player for the Dayspring Eagles. Producer Gracia Berg, cameraman Nick Lundy, thank you for your service this afternoon. First shot up and in by Frankie Torfin. Full timeout by Coach Dan Fontana. I encourage you to go online, look up more about Dayspring Bible College out of Mundelein, Illinois. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, I'm not sure. Just to the west of Libertyville. I knew a guy from Libertyville back in the coaching days. In between Racine and Chicago, probably about a half an hour off of the lake if you're looking for it. But I'd encourage you to look at their school. It seemed like a very similar institution who I didn't know about till a couple years ago, but we're sure happy to get to know them on our campus. Free Lutheran Bible College and Seminary has been establishing students in the eternal and inerrant Word of God for a life of faith in Jesus Christ and faithful service in His kingdom. We've been doing that for nearly 60 years, actually a little over 60 years, in person on campus in Plymouth, Minnesota. For more details on our focus programs in Bible and ministry, visit flbc.edu. Start here, go anywhere, grounded in God's Word. Our upcoming broadcast schedule includes a Tuesday, December 2nd doubleheader at home against Faith Baptist Bible College. We don't stay overnight when we go there, and they don't stay overnight when they come up here. So we go 4 and 6 with some long travel days. Tuesday, December 2nd, right here. And then Friday, December 12th, 6 and 8 against Trinity Bible College from Ellendale, Minnesota. Frank Torfin at the line, shooting 2, up 19-12 with 11 minutes left in this first half. Torfin, 2 dribbles. Ball's up and in. Oh, that was his second, I'm sorry. I'm no Jason Goodham, ladies and gentlemen. Now the press has morphed. It's a 1-2-1-1. I kind of like that a little bit. Ball tipped away. Julian tried to feed down to Kimura, and now Julian's going to pick up the foul. Helped up by Joseph and Kosicki. FLBC basketball, 30 seconds on the reset. Now that's 4 team fouls for Dayspring, 1 for FLBC. A lot fewer fouls than there were last night. I think a well-called game last night and tonight, and just a little different pace of play. Troll inbounds to Kosicki, now man-to-man, Dayspring. With Blanford down, it would be good for FLBC to make some hay. Kosicki drives down the lane, kicks out to Troll. Troll goes up, ball tipped away, recovered, tipped out to Torfin. Torfin misses a shot long, kicked out to Larson. Double team picked off by Joseph, and now it's Joseph versus Troll in, and is it gonna be a block or a charge? A charge The basket is no good. Griffin Troll picks up the first foul against Enrico Joseph, the 5th team foul against Dayspring. Coach Dan Fontana asking about it. I do think that was a good call. With my head and my eyes and not just my heart. Griffin Troll bringing the ball front court against the aforementioned Joseph. Troll inbounds. Kazuki underneath the basket, just misses. Wishes he had it back. Adams with the rebound, coast to coast, misses. Troll with the rebound. Adams with the hack. Recovered by Troll up to Wimberg. 1-on-2. Please don't do that. Wimberg wisely pulls it out. Throws the ball over to Grant Larson. Out to Kazuki. Ladies and gentlemen, it is chaos on the floor at the Free Lutheran Bible College, and that's going to be a charge by Frank Torfin. Offensive foul drawn by Adams. A bold move with 2 fouls of his own, but definitely an offensive foul. Frank Torfin picks up his first, team's second. Caleb Munseth and Luke Grevin in for Griffin Troll and Frank Torfin. Same 5, no changes on the floor for Dayspring. Joseph to Adams. Larson tries to pick it off, and now we're playing from behind. Adams down the lane, gets fouled from behind. He's going to shoot 2. If you're going to pressure that entry pass, you better be able to recover, or that's going to happen. And once Adams gets going strong downhill, it's going to be hard for us to stop. 3rd team foul, first foul on Larson. Adams from the line shooting 2. Makes FLBC up 7, 9:42 left first half. Choppy game flow. Rendy checking in for the shooter. Blanford in for Komura. Bennett Jones making his first appearance of the night. Brother of noted hype man Colin Jones and son of our would-be color commentator Justin Jones. They're going to get Cornelison on the foul, try and get the offensive rebound. That'll be 6 team fouls, FLBC basketball. And Quinn Rendy into the game for Adams, Daniel Adams. Caleb Munseth is going to drive down, and I think Logan Strand is going to hurt himself, demonstrating the jump stop to his players. Friends, you got to jump stop. If they are in legal guarding position, you do not have to go through them. That's an easy, obvious offensive foul, and that'll be the 3rd offensive foul out of the 4 by FLBC. Easy and obvious call. Please jump stop. Please shoot the 4-foot bank shot. It's there for your taking. FLBC guarding now, Impala on Rendy. Rendy swings to Joseph, who's guarded by Kazuki, but man, Joseph turned that shoulder hard and well and finished. Kazuki, 15 feet, kicks to Munseth for 3, short, tipped up into the arms of Randy Blanford, who pulled down a basketball. And everybody knows when he gets a rebound, everybody just backs off. That rebound is got. Weston Jensen about to check into the game with Grant Larson. Weston Jensen, the lone sophomore on the team from last year. Pass picked off by Luke Grevin, taken back in turn by Quinn Rendy, tipped out of bounds by Luke Impala. Oh. Slow down, people. Possession is more important than a potential layup. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, and retain possession, using your full 30 seconds to get an in-range, on-rhythm, uncontested shot. Bennett Jones guarding Randy Blanford. Randy Blanford simply bully balls his way into the block. He took 5 or 6 dribbles, and that's where we have to double. If a big guy dribbles, he becomes a little guy. You can grab that ball. Grevin down the lane, tries to kick out to Jensen, who zigged while Grevin zagged. Ball's out of bounds, 20-17. Dayspring ball down 3 with a chance to tie. 8:13 left, first half. Thank you to Luke Quambeck for your efforts in repairing our Clearcom headsets, which are nothing if not expensive and unreliable. So Clearcom, if you'd like to be a sponsor, please up your game and take care of us when we send these back in. Cade Julian, 5'11" guard, top of the key, made 3, tie game. It's a new ball game, 8 minutes left, first half, 20-20. Larson hands off to Troll. Troll misses the 3 short, comes right back to him, passes over to Grevin, who misses the 3. Offensive rebound, Larson to Grevin, to Troll, deep 3, working on Rendy, sizing him up, pulls up, 18-footer, off, down into the hands of Blanton, and we're gonna get a frustration foul by Griffin Troll, his second, team 5th, FLBC in with a number of subs. Torfin, Winberg, Impala, Kazaki in for Jensen, Troll, Jones, and Grevin. And friends, if you've never coached basketball, substitution patterns, and coach has no assistant this year, substitution patterns are way harder than it looks to try to spell your players, to give them rest, to exploit matchups. An assistant coach would be very, very helpful. It's not as easy as it looks. Joseph drives left hand down the lane, accidentally kicks it off of his foot out of bounds. And now Adams and Johnson into the game for Dayspring, for Rendy and Cornelison. Jason Goodham, if you're listening, and you're probably not because you're in the air or in Boston with your wife, you know, your preternatural ability to get names and numbers of who's in the game at any time, even if you don't know either team. I do not have it. And second half of a doubleheader, I'm doing a lot better. Winberg working on Blanford, takes it down the lane, double team, dribbles it off the line, excellent pressure. Max, you're gonna have to kick that out if you're double teamed. There's somebody open. It's really easy to get tunnel vision, but that's what's gonna happen if you do. Dayspring basketball. Sometimes the easiest play is the hardest play, and that's a pass when you are close to the basket. Joseph off to Adams. Ball screened by Johnson. Reverses the ball to Blanford. Marked by Winberg, who had good position but was elbowed out of the way. Rebound by Johnson off to Blanford, and it's going to be a foul on the floor, perhaps. Maybe just out of bounds. Maybe just that, yes, just out of bounds. Dayspring ball, 9 on the shot. Well, we're going to talk about this. Okay, so there was a short reset because the ball did hit the rim. So it's 20 on the shot clock, 20-20, 6:33 left in the first half. That's a beautiful man-to-man out of bounds play. Dayspring does screen the screener off the box set against man-to-man. That was yellow for the Brookings Bobcats of 95-97. 22-20 lead now for the visiting Dayspring Bible College Eagles. Parents and youth group leaders, mark your calendars for November 21st and 22nd. Your 6th grade to 9th grade students are invited to the FLBC campus for a time of encouragement, teaching, and community connection. Confirmation Refresh 2025 theme, 10 Commandments. Students and staff from FLBC will lead learning sessions, worship, and small group discussion that attempt to build confidence in the truths of Scripture for 6th graders to 9th graders. You can find out more online, flbc.edu/events. Out of the 30-second timeout, Coach Logan Strand imploring his Conquerors to be more attentive and alert defensively. Down 2 now, 6:29 left, first half. Torfin into Kazaki. Front court against Joseph. Man-to-man defense by the Eagles. Ball reversal, Larson to Impala. Impala down the lane, right-hand layup. And he's left-handed, so couldn't get that one to go. Dayspring rebound. Caleb Munseth coming back into the game. Joseph to Julian. Pick and roll with Blanford. That pick and roll yielded a shot, but an air ball. It's 22-20 FLBC ball. There's a sub into the game. Munseth for Impala. Two fouls for Adams. Other than that, nobody in trouble. 16 fouls for Dayspring, 5 for FLBC. 5.5 minutes left in this first half. Larson hands off to Wimberg, back cut. Torfin up against Adams, decides to kick out, picked off by Joseph. Joseph front court against Kozicki, up 2. Blanford backing down Torfin. That's a tough passing angle, and still he was able to get it because he's just so big. Joseph to Blanford. Ball fake, up, basket good. Torfin with his second. Team 6. Blanford completes the old-fashioned three-point play, and now it's 25-20 with Dayspring on a bit of a run. 9 for Blanford, 8 for Adams, 8 for everybody else. Munseth, Kozicki, pressure defense on the perimeter, making it hard to run our offense. Down the lane, Kozicki misses long. Offensive rebound, Caleb Munseth pulls the ball down and then throws the ball out of bounds over the head of a waiting Max Gimberg, who is spotted up for a three-point look. Dayspring passes in Johnson to Joseph. Double down screen entry, and now we've got a ball screen. Johnson and Adams, reverse to Blanford for 3 over Wimberg. Long off the iron, tipped by Kozicki off of Joseph to Julian, who misses another 3. Torfin with the rebound, pushes left side front court. Torfin, ball tipped away to Adams. Front court to Johnson, Euros around, and it's gonna be a third foul on Frank Torfin. Griffin Troll will be back into the game with 2. There's a little bit of foul trouble now mounting. Not total quantity of fouls, but 2 of FLBC's players have 5 of the 17 fouls. That's 3rd on Torfin, 2 on Troll coming in. Alex Johnson misses the first. Troll in for Torfin. Impala in for Munseth. I think Kozicki was trying to claim that foul before Torfin picked up his 3rd. Second shot good, 26-20. Now show me pressure by Dayspring. Backs off into man-to-man. Switching everything on the perimeter. Wimberg tries to draw the foul, flopped a little bit. Instead it was an air ball. Kozicki grabs the rebound, puts it up and in. 26-22, and that ends a long scoring drought for FLBC. If you want to see just how long, you can follow the game statistically like I do when I'm an analyst by going to flbcathletics.com. Back and forth we go with mutual turnovers galore. Blanford under the basket, fouled by Kozicki, who's wondering, what in the world am I supposed to do with this? That's a real question, friends. Blanford is a huge presence inside. Not all that tall, but very strong. Randy, I would say wide, but you're probably going to listen to this, and I don't want any negative implications. You take up a lot of space in the lane. And he just made his first. It's 27-22, 4:07 left. That'll be 11 points for Randy Blanford, 8 for Daniel Adams. On the FLBC side of the ledger, 8 from Caleb Munseth, but none for a while. And only 2 points for FLBC in the second half of this first half. One could even say in the second quarter. 28-22, 4 minutes left. And let's do the announcer's jinx. FLBC needs to play well in these last 4 and the first 4. Luke Impala, checked by Johnson. Johnson, hard pressure. Shot goes long, offensive rebound, Impala. Out to Wimberg, ball reversal to point guard Griffin Troll. Behind the back pass quite nicely to Judah Kazuki. Rebound. Down to Kazuki. Off to Larson with his first 2 of the game. That was well done. 28-24, 3:24 left in the first half. FLBC man-to-man defense. Tipped away by Grant Larson. Grant Larson going up against Daniel Adams, who cannot contest because he has 2 fouls. Strong left-hand finish, and that's the spark that we needed. Grant Larson now 28-26, 3:05 left, first half. FLBC's crowd brings energy to the defensive side of the floor. Kazuki on Joseph, who picks up his dribble. He's stuck now. Blanford with the ball, 15 seconds left, marked by Wimberg. Friends, you cannot let him just dribble down into the block. You must double team immediately and grab the ball when it's on the floor. The shot's a miss. Blanford can't contain it. Off of his own knee, out of bounds. It's 28-26, 2:40 left. When a big man turns and puts the ball on the floor, he becomes a little man, and that must be doubled. And you double immediately, and you go for the ball when it's on the floor by going when it leaves his hand. You don't wait for it to hit the floor. You cannot let somebody dribble down from the outside of the court to the block. 3-point attempt by Max Wimberg off front iron, but offensive rebound by FLBC, who's rebounding the ball well on their own misses tonight. Griffin Troll, step back, off to Wimberg, down the lane, hands off to Kazuki. Well done, Max Wimberg, who Euro'd around the defense. Pocket pass, ties the game, 28-28. 2 minutes left in the first half. Well done, answering the bell, FLBC. This ball screen set, followed by a ball reversal. Well guarded by FLBC, keeping the ball on the perimeter. Griffin Troll with the defensive rebound. 1:44 left, first half. Griffin Troll, 3-pointer, off. Larson attempts to rebound. Joseph with the ball. Randy Blanford taking a bit of a break on the other end of the floor. He's playing a lot of minutes this half. Joseph with the ball, slowing things down. Ball pressured by Impala and Larson. Wimberg now on Adams. Ball screen, Johnson. Kazuki switches off on him, down the lane. Luke Impala. There's gonna be a travel. Travel on Adams. It was gonna be a travel or an offensive foul, one of the two. Good defense, Luke Impala. 1:15 left. 28-28, Luke Impala, the pride and joy of Arlington, Washington. The Arlington Hardware Store, the Arlington Cafe. You too could be sponsors of FLBC Athletics. Even though there seems to be no actual monetary benefit to you, we'd love to have you. Judah Kazuki down the lane against Blanford. Kicks out to the aforementioned Luke Impala. Left-hander drives down the lane. Off to Wimberg, who just misses long, and he's gonna pick up a foul 80 feet from the basket. Max, you gotta let that one go. That'll be Max's first, team 9th, but now we're gonna go to the other end. And somebody, looks like Alex Johnson, is gonna shoot one and the bonus. 54 seconds left in the first half. I'm gonna do a little bit of a statistical wrap right after the half ends. And then I'm gonna give my voice a little bit of a break, and we'll be back about 15 minutes after the buzzer. Johnson's first shot up and in, now a 1-point lead for Dayspring. Entertaining basketball game, fun to watch. Two well-matched, evenly matched teams. Second shot up and in is 30-28. Not sure what I saw there, but we're playing on. If you're on campus, full court press, coffee and concessions, good place to go. They make a great Americano, like for real. I'm a snob, it's a good Americano. Hot dogs, sometimes pizza, baked goods, certainly very good. That's gonna be a turnover on FLBC. You know, Randy Blanford down the lane, kicked out wisely to Joseph. Joseph was trying his best to shoot that three, missed it. FLBC is going to shoot now because Ryan Cornelison just picked up his third foul. Sometimes it's okay if the defense has position to just let them get the rebound. More often than not, the defense should get the defensive rebound. Offensive rebounds, your best goal is to just get side by side and hope the ball comes down one side or the other. But that's an analyst talking, not a play-by-play guy. Grant Larson at the free throw line, shooting 1 in the bonus. First shot up and in. The key front end, 30-29, 33 seconds left, first half. Larson's second shot up and in, and here comes the pressure from FLBC. Cornelison to Johnson. Diagonal pass to Julian. Julian checked by Grant Larson. Down to the block, kicks out to Cornelison. Cornelison out to Randy Blanford. He's gonna pull it out and try to get the last shot. Enrico Joseph with the ball at the point. Max Wimberg guarding the point guard. Ball screen, Blanford. Refused by Joseph, drives down the lane, kicks off to Cornelison. 5 seconds left on the clock, it's 32-30. Kazuki off to Larson. Three-pointer at the buzzer, long, 32-30, FLBC down 2. They will get the ball to start the second half, and what a good competitive first half of basketball we've seen today against the FLBC Conquerors, attempting a 2-game win streak against the Dayspring Bible College Eagles out of Mundelein, Illinois. Wrapping a little bit of statistical analysis from the first half, Randy Blanford with 12 points and at least 6 rebounds on 4 for 7 shooting. He is a load inside. Daniel Adams with 8, Alex Johnson with 5. Caleb Munseth leading FLBC with 8 points, but most of that came in the first half of the first half. Judah Kazuki with 7, and Grant Larson with 6, Max Wimberg with 5, including a 3-point field goal. The shooting stats are a little bit different than last night. FLBC 10 for 31, that's 32%. 11 for 26 for Dayspring, 42%, and that's a big difference between last night and tonight, or today. FLBC 8 for 8 from the line. Had they shot like that a couple games ago against Sisters of Wahpeton, this would be an attempt at a 3-game win streak. I guess I forgot a JV game in there against North Central. 7 for 9 from the free throw line for Dayspring. 13 turnovers for Dayspring, 10 for FLBC, and rebounds tied at about 16 each. Today's game sponsor is Beyond Limits, a collaborative partnership with Free Lutheran Bible College, offering a 2-year residential post-secondary Christian campus experience and Beyond Limits Life Skills Certificate for qualified young adult students with developmental disabilities. The program includes a customized selection of audited classes, independent living skills courses, and job coaching to gain work skills and preparation for the future. And those 9 students have become a key part of our campus. You can find out more at beyondlimitscollege.org. 32-30, first half over. FLBC ball coming out of the halftime, and we'll see if they can turn things around. We're thankful for all of our sponsors for the year. Truestone Wealth Management. You can contact Kyle Kirby, Mark Pressing, or Tim Fugelberg at 701-352-1217 for help planning your financial future. Truestone is the Ameriprise-driven provider of our denominational and schools 401k, so thankful for their sponsorship. Also, Caleb Carlson of Three Rivers Real Estate. You can get help selling or buying your new home by counting on Caleb Carlson, FLBC basketball alumnus and real estate expert. Email Caleb at 3riversrealestateteam.com. Thanks also to Cisco for sponsoring games this year, the official food service provider for the Free Lutheran Bible College and Seminary. Cisco helps Chef Matt Peschel keep our students fueled with delicious, healthy meals. If your business needs a food service supplier, call 763-785-9000 or find your local Cisco service center at cisco.com. Production assistant Malaya Carter hands off the official stats for the first half, and they look a whole lot like the stats that I just gave you, so I'm going to let that one go for now. Hales Repair, another season sponsor. You can find out more at halesrepaircenter.com, H-A-L-E, as in Hale Bernston, or email him at wrenchheadhale@gmail.com. His phone number is 701-840-5375. Recent alumnus who has a repair shop. The dude can repair or sell or buy almost anything. In the old days, they would have called him a horse trader, and most of what he does is completely legal. And Hale, thank you so much for sponsoring broadcasts this year. If you break down in the greater metropolitan Valley City area, maybe Buffalo, maybe Ariska, maybe Fingal, perhaps, you could have your vehicle repaired by Hale himself. Thank you, Hale, for sponsoring this year. I'm gonna let the rest of this ride for a little bit while, give my voice a 10-minute break, and we'll be back just before the tip, or the inbounds pass of the second half.
I'll tell you. Raspberry rose, strawberry, lemonade, I think, and orange. Yeah. No coffee. I'll tell her. Autumn's pretty good. She's nice too.
All right, everybody, I'm back. 1:35 until we throw the ball in for the second half. 32-30, FLBC will have the ball down 2 in an exciting and competitive first half. 2 evenly matched teams with some matchup problems for each team. FLBC has the depth and quickness advantage, but Randy Blanford is a matchup problem for a lot of people, including FLBC. Also, Daniel Adams, a good, strong, downhill, aggressive guard, a matchup problem for us as well. So this is really entertaining basketball. FLBC pulled off the victory last night, 75-62, first victory in a long time, and it felt really, really good. So thank you for everybody who tuned in and encouraged folks. It was a good night. So today's game sponsor, Beyond Limits. Thank you also to Tristone Wealth Management, Cisco, Three Rivers Real Estate Team.com, and Hales Repair Center for your sponsorship this year. If you're looking for various high-quality, solid biblical resources, make sure to visit the media page at the Free Lutheran Bible College and Seminary. You can find short courses, seminars, and audio or video interviews with interesting, insightful guests at flbc.edu/media. A YouTube-hosted interview with Dr. Jonathan Strand came out yesterday. I did that interview about a month ago. Jonathan Strand, an alum who is a philosophy prof and teaches a 100-level philosophy class for us as well. Fantastic guy. I think you'll enjoy that interview on Christian thought. FLBC starting the second half with Larson, Kozicki, Torfin, Winberg, and Griffin Troll, who's married and has no children, against Dayspring out with Joseph Adams, Blanford, Rendy, and Johnson. Troll guarded by Joseph. Ball screen, drives against Blanford. Troll tries to kick out to Torfin. Ball picked off by Adams, who drives in against Winberg. Ball's tipped out of bounds, gonna stay with Dayspring. FLBC was able to get some tempo yesterday through the 2-2-1 full court press, but you typically can't press off of a live ball very well, so you got to make some shots to get into it. And the tempo is going to exploit the lack of depth on Dayspring's team, and Randy Blanford is he's tired, you can tell, and so that up tempo could help neutralize that size advantage as well. Ball thrown in. Dayspring ball with Joseph at the point, only 10 on the shot clock. Beautiful back cut by Daniel Adams, up and in. It's a 4-point lead. If you are overplayed, back cut through the basket, it's always good basketball, and that was gorgeous. Griffin Troll with a fake pass to the corner. And Jason Goodham, if you're listening, I think you would have responded much better. I'm going to try this again. Griffin Troll down the lane, fake pass to the corner. Torfin hit on the head, basket up and in, going to the line for the 3-point play. Still lacked something, so I'll work on it. That was a gorgeous fake pass that allowed Troll to split a double team on the help. Misses the free throw, rebound by Blanford, who says, "Stay away from me, point guard. I will take the ball myself." FLBC pressure, 1-2-2, full court pressure. Troll guarding Joseph, calling for the ball screen. Entry pass to Adams, ball screen by Johnson. Adams down the lane, kicks out to Rendy, up for 3, over Torfin. Makes 37-32, 18:45 left. Rendy's first points of the afternoon. Kozicki guarded by Rendy with a skip in his step after that made 3. Larson rejects the ball screen from Winberg, drives in, misses the shot, offensive rebound, tries to kick to Troll in the corner, but Joseph picks it off. Troll guarding Joseph, trying to enter the ball to Adams. Does. Now ball screen from Johnson to Adams, reverses the ball through Blanford, dribbles down, hands off to Joseph. He's gonna try to walk down to the post, and that's gonna be really hard to guard if you let him do that. Good job, Max Winberg, coming over to help. Forces the Blanford travel. FLBC basketball, 18:05 left in the game, 37-32, Dayspring up. Kozicki off to Larson. Man-to-man defense. both ways. It's going to be a moving screen by Max Wimberg. Got to get there and get set. First team foul of the half, second foul by Wimberg. Johnson into Joseph. Guarded by Troll. Hands off to Blanford, who's guarded on the perimeter by Wimberg. Screen the screener. Good work, Max, to get across the lane, and Frank Torfin to get out to the corner. Couldn't quite control the ball after the tip. It'll be Dayspring ball with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Up 5. Joseph into Blanford. Ball picked off by Wimberg. Good job on the front. Tipped by Joseph, tipped back to Kozicki. Now got to get the ball front court. Throws up to Larson, who hands back off to Kozicki, calling for the ball screen. It's going to pick and roll with Troll. Forced wide by Rendy. Down the lane, Kozicki kicks corner to Wimberg, who misses. Rebound, Kozicki. Kozicki skips across the court to Torfin, down the lane left-handed. Kicks corner to Kozicki, who goes up and over Adams for 2, and it's 37-34, 17 left in the game. FLBC into their 2-2-1 full court press. Steal attempt by Torfin. Misses. Rendy up for the 2, misses it. Missed shot by FLBC, offensive rebound by Troll. Hands off to Wimberg, drives in, hands off to Larson, who misses the short contested shot. Randy Blanford down with the rebound, and that'll be 7 rebounds for Blanford at least. He's had quite the game. Double-double is gonna happen there for sure. 2-man game, Blanford on Kozicki, calls for help, and that's gonna be a travel. He called for travel, good travel. Kozicki saying, you cannot switch that. You can't leave me on this big guy. But he did a great job forcing Blanford to spin to the middle. Wimberg did a great job coming across to help. Blanford couldn't get his feet under him and traveled, and now it's 37-34, 16-13 left in the game. Wimberg guarded by Blanford. Torfin to Kozicki. Kozicki off to Torfin, who drives in, runs into Adams. Kozicki misses. Troll with the offensive rebound, tries to lay it up and in on the reverse, misses. Blanford down with the rebound. Front court, kicks off to Rendy. Over Kozicki for 3 is 40-34, 15-40 left, and that's 6 points now on 2 threes for Quinn Rendy. Kozicki corner. Frank Torfin misses the 3, long rebound, Joseph, behind the back pass to Adams. And Coach Logestrand is gonna take a timeout. It's now 42-34, a 10-4 run to start this second half. Christmas at FLBC is coming up December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Join us for a weekend of choir concerts, athletics, and fellowship. Our concerts are free to attend, but space in our chapel is limited. Please RSVP for your concert night of choice, and whatever other event segments you plan to attend, choose from Friday, Saturday, or Sunday afternoon concerts, Friday evening, Saturday evening, or Sunday afternoon concerts. Christmas at FLBC, a great time in the Student Life Center and the beautifully decorated Hauga Memorial Chapel. Mark your calendars as well. Wednesday through Friday, January 14th through 16th for this year's Seminary Symposium. And featured speaker, Dr. Mark Mattis, Chair of Doctoral Studies at the American Lutheran Theological Seminary and author of Martin Luther's Theology of Beauty. Join us as we examine the historic relationship between the church and various art forms, which ultimately points us to the beauty of the gospel. FLBC down 8 with the ball. There was quite a good run to start the second half for Dayspring. We'll see if FLBC can come out and close the gap a little bit. 15:23 left in the game. Light pressure, Joseph guarding Troll. bringing the ball front court. Joseph's going to get called for a hand check. If the hand is on your waist and you move, they're probably going to call the foul. Caleb Munseth into the game for Frank Torfin. Second foul on Joseph, second team foul in the second half for Dayspring. Griffin Troll running the point. Max Wimberg with the ball screen. Troll down the lane to the left. Steps around, pivots, find Kazuki. Winberg helps by running all the way across the court to make a lane for a pass. Well done. Pass out to Larson, who misses the three. And three-point shooting for FLBC has suddenly gone cold. FLBC 2 for 19. And that's the big difference between last night and this night. 42-34. Blanford passes off to Adams. Ball reversed. Screen across for Blanford. Tell me if you've heard this before. Blanford back to the basket, up and in. Blanford's 14th, and it's a 10-point lead for Dayspring. That set play is getting them every time, and it's going to be really hard for us to guard. Might have to go zone on that one, Coach. Not sure if it's going to help or not. Kazuki drives down the left side, finishes with the right hand, up and in. It's 44-36, and boy, did FLBC need that as a shot in the arm. Kazuki going to the line to complete the three-point play the old-fashioned way. That'll be Rendy's first, team third. You can follow along at flbcathletics.com as you watch the game on YouTube. 44-37, free throw good. Full court pressure by FLBC. Joseph drives past Larson, hands off to Blanford, who misses, says, "You're too small." Probably don't need that on the floor. 46-37. Randy, I like you. Don't have to taunt. Kazuki to Larson. Down the lane against Johnson, helped by Rendy. Larson forces the ball up against Rendy. Rendy's going to pick up his second in about a minute and a half. 46-37, Larson going to the line, shooting two. Actually, a foul on Johnson. That'll be Johnson's first, team fourth. 7 for 9 free throws for Dayspring, 9 for 10 FLBC. Big difference between last night and tonight, three-point shooting. 2 for 19 FLBC. That's a little over 10%. Last night we were at 54%, something like that, which you can't count on, certainly. Grant Larson misses his first free throw. That was an announcer jinx. And he misses a second. Rebound pulled down by Blanford. His eighth. Joseph, front court guarded by Griffin Troll. 4 subs coming in for FLBC. Griffin Troll guarding Joseph on the perimeter. Joseph trying to break him down. Quick pass, top of the key to the block. Wimberg's got to be up away from his man just a little bit. That pass is not going to be completed very often. 48-37, 11-point lead, 13:25 left. Larson, Wimberg. Pick and roll to Larson. That's a tough pass angle, folks. Top of the key to the elbow is a tough pass. Johnson up and in on the secondary break. 50-37, 13 minutes left. Kazuki calls for a ball string being guarded by Quinn Rendy. Caleb Munseth obliges. Pick and roll. Adams switches off guards. Caleb Munseth has good mid-range action going on today. It's 50-39. Coach Logastrand calls for the full court pressure, but just like that, Joseph breaks it. It's now 2-on-1. Torfin contests, and boy, that's a beautiful finish. Arching up over Torfin onto the glass by Enrico Joseph. FLBC breaks the press to score. Kazuki with a beautiful left-hand finish, 52-41, 12:25 left in the game. 2-2-1 full court pressure. Joseph off to Blanford. Misses the shot, fouled by Larson. That will be Larson's second, team second. 12 minutes left in the game. Griffin Troll stays in the game, everybody else off. Now Torfin, Grevin, Jones, Troll, and Impala against Blanford, Rendy, Joseph, Adams, and Johnson. Blanford makes his second, 53-41, 19th point for Randy Blanford to go along with at least 8 rebounds. Had a really nice game going here. And he's gonna sit down, take a little break. Replaced by Ryan Cornelison. Torfin picks up his dribble. Troll helps out. Ball screen, Jones. Troll down the lane, right side. Up for the finish. Troll reminding Torfin we're in full court pressure. This group of subs in, trying to raise the tempo a little bit at 53-43. Grevin stops Joseph. Joseph drives down the lane against Bennett Jones. Joseph doesn't like the lack of a call. Ball goes to the corner. Cornelison recovers, and he's going to get called for the foul over the top of Griffin Troll. That's a very nice block out. Griffin Troll knows how to block you out. And that's going to be the 4th foul, I think. Yes, his 4th. Cornelison's 4th, team 5th. Great block out by Griffin Troll. Luke Grevin brings the ball front court, guarded by Quinn Rendy. Haven't seen Caleb O in the game today. Starter yesterday. Troll pulls up for 3. Over Joseph. Joseph's looking for a break. That's a big 3, 53-46. FLBC back into full court pressure. Tried to trap at the half court. That's a huge 3, Quinn Rendy. Hitting a 3 on that is risky because if you miss, it's a long rebound and up tempo, and the trap worked. But that's a beautiful 3-point shot, 56-46. Griffin Troll drives down left side, loses the ball on the spin. Adams picks up the ball, tries to spin himself. Luke Grevin with the steal. Adams tips the ball out of bounds. It'll be FLBC basketball with a full shot clock, 10:44 left in the game. Randy Blanford in for Johnson. I'm not gonna lie, play-by-play is harder than color commentary. Grevin passes into Griffin Troll, and Enrica Joseph guarding. Ball screen, Impala, down the lane, Troll finishes. That's a nice finish. 48-56. Pass out of bounds, pressure worked. Joseph tried to pass the ball off to Adams. Adams was too close to the sideline. He stepped out as he attempted to catch the pass. 56-48, 10:26 left, first half. Grevin into Impala in the corner, dribbles in, passes out to Torfin, who hands off to point guard Griffin Troll. Ball screen, Jones, Troll, fakes a 3, passes off to Torfin, wide open 3, corner, misses, Adams rebound. 4-on-3 front court. And that's gonna be a block on Troll. Wasn't quite in position as Adams went through him. Third for Troll, third team. 30-second timeout. Dayspring Bible College Eagles. For 60 years, the Free Lutheran Bible College and Seminary has been establishing students in the Word of God for life in Jesus Christ on campus, in person, in Plymouth, Minnesota, suburb of Minneapolis. For more details on our focus programs in Bible and ministry, visit flbc.edu. Start here, go anywhere, grounded in God's Word. Save the date for the Northern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference Tournament in the Student Life Center on the campus of the Free Lutheran Bible College. On February 19th through 22nd, the NIAC comes to town for 4 days of excellent basketball. New this year, starting on Thursday with 2 games followed by a meal and a program for participants and a lot of good basketball. Single elimination. For more details, go to niacathletics.com. Dayspring basketball, baseline out of bounds, 25 on the shot halfway through the second half. 56-48 lead for the visiting Eagles. Dayspring in to Rendy. Well contested by Impala. Rendy misses a shot. Offensive rebound pulled down by Cornelison, who's a great rebounder. Has gotten in foul trouble. Passes out to Adams, who breaks down his man. Help comes to stop the ball, which you got to do, but that leaves open. Guess who? Randy Blanford. Receives the pass, powers it up and in for two. It's 21 for Blanford and a 10-point lead with 10 minutes left in the game. Larson drives against Adams. If you turn your back in the lane, it's not going to go well, and Larson is going to try to get the ball back but draw the foul. Third on Larson, fourth on the team. Dayspring ball. Thank you for joining us on the live stream. Always good to have fans tuning in. Oftentimes about 100. We had 60 or 70 last night watching the FLBC win. 24 tonight, today rather. Beautiful day in Minneapolis. 70 almost yesterday. I was on the patio today having brunch with my family on November 15th in Minneapolis. 50-some degrees. It's glorious. Adams drives down the lane, stolen by Bennett Jones. Well done. Well done, Bennett Jones with the steal. FLBC down 10 with the ball. Luke Impala drives down the lane with the left hand, is gonna draw the block on Cornelison or Adams. If that's Cornelison, that'll be all she wrote. And that is 5 on Ryan Cornelison. Alex Johnson takes him out of the game. Griffin Troll comes in for Luke Impala. 58-48, 8:51 remains. Team 6, so FLBC will be shooting the rest of the way. Into Troll, reverse through Larson, off to Kozicki, ball reversed to Grevin, and now Troll's calling for a ball screen, guarded aggressively by Joseph. 6 on the shot. Need help, need a shot. Troll has to pull up, not the best shot, but the one he had available over Blanford, misses. Bennett Jones had the offensive rebound briefly, but Enrico Joseph took it away from him. Now Luke Grevin guarding Johnson, off to Julian, kicks out to Adams, who would prefer to drive than shoot, draws to help, wraps around a beautiful pass to Julian, who gets his first 2-pointer of the game. Luke Grevin for 3, misses. Julian with the rebound, looks for some help, gets the ball to Joseph. 2 on 3. Why would you do that? Because the ball went in. That's why. It's 62-48. This is slipping away from FLBC. Big difference right now as Coach Logan Strand takes a timeout. 3 for 21 3-pointers. So if we shoot about what we did last night, that would be 20 points worth of 3-pointers. Again, you can't plan on that every night. FLBC losing the turnover, or winning the turnover battle, 18-14. Rebounds are pretty similar. Just much better shot quality. If I could see a shot chart, you'd probably see a lot of shots right around the rim. For FLBC, more mid-range and 3-pointers. Randy Blanford leading all scorers with 21 points and at least 8 rebounds. Daniel Adams with 10 and 5 and at least 4 assists. For FLBC, Judah Kozicki, 14 points on 6 for 9 shooting. Griffin Troll, 11 points. Caleb Munseth, 10 points on 4 for 5 shooting. Join us on campus for Christmas at FLBC, December 5th, 6th, and 7th. For a full weekend of choir, concerts, athletics, and fellowship, concerts are free to attend, but space in Haugen Memorial Chapel is limited. Please RSVP for your concert of choice. Friday evening, Saturday evening, or Sunday afternoon. flbc.edu/events. FLBC ball down 62-48, 14-point deficit with 7:46 remaining. Several of us are headed out on Monday. Jason Goodham is already there, that's why I'm solo. to the Evangelical Theological Society Conference this year in Boston, Massachusetts, and I've never been to Boston in the fall. Going out there with many of our faculty, we host a Lutheran Studies room. Not a lot of Lutheran theology on campus at Evangelical Theological Society. We've been doing that for several years, and it's well received. Griffin Troll bothered now by Enrico Joseph. Troll drives down the lane, double pumps over Julian. Cade Julian came over to help, but Troll was able to finish 62-50, 7:30 left. Full court press, FLBC. Joseph off to Adams against Kazuki. Adams loves to drive from the left wing into the elbow. He'll drive either way hard. He likes to start left, he's right-handed. He can drive hard left-handed to the block, or he can drive hard right-handed to the elbow. Either way, looking to dish off before he shoots. I'd like to see us make him shoot over the top of us. Stay way back and see what happens. FLBC ball down 12, 7 minutes left. Kazuki to Torfin. Switching defense on the perimeter. Johnson gets called for the push, and Torfin's going to go to the line shooting one and the bonus. Good crowd on this Saturday afternoon in the Student Life Center. It's a good environment. If you've never been here, come on by for one of our games. Get a cup of coffee at Full Court Press. Perhaps a hot dog. A mere $3 will get you a delicious hot dog. Torfin's first shot up and in. Earns himself a second. You could even come here 4 and 6 p.m. Tuesday, December 2nd for home games against Faith Baptist Bible College from Ankeny, Iowa. Love to have you on campus or on the live stream. Frank Torfin's second shot up and in. 62-52, now a 10-point game. Full court press, FLBC. Pass in from Johnson over to Joseph. Stopped by Kazuki, off to Blanford. Again, keep him out there. Keep him out there. He's trying to dribble with Grevin down. Good job, good help, switches off. Blanford out for three. Joseph misses the three, rebound Troll. Now if FLBC can score, we'll draw a little bit closer. Troll, corner, Torfin misses the three, and that's a big part of tonight's game. Torfin now 0 for 7 from three-point land compared to last night. Blanford down the lane, dishes off to Johnson. I'm not sure why he could have shot that one. And now Grevin to Torfin, finishes 2, and third point coming! Good, strong finish, Frank Torfin. 62-54. And now 6 points, trying to earn a 7th for Frank, and maybe this will get him going from three-point range as well. The gym goes silent. Frank Torfin makes the shot. Full court press. Free Lutheran Bible College. Down 7, 6 minutes left in the game. Julian drives past Kazuki, middle of the lane. Hands off to Johnson, who's up, misses the shot. It's gonna be a foul on the shot. Third foul on Max Winberg. Pretty good considering who he's been guarding the whole game. 30-second timeout. Coach Dan Fontana of the Dayspring Eagles. Thank you, Dayspring, for coming up all this direction. It's gotta be a 5 or 6 hour drive. Not the easiest thing to do. Thanks for coming up our direction. Good to get to know your institution a little bit. You're certainly an excellent basketball team, a good matchup for FLBC, and love to get to know more about your school. Seems like a good place. 1982 founded out of a Baptist congregation. Mundelein, Illinois. Forgive me, your entire city, if I have mispronounced that name all weekend. 6:10 left in the second half, 62-55. With Alex Johnson going to the line, shooting 2. Foul trouble, Ryan Cornelison's already out of the game for Dayspring. Nobody else with more than 2. Griffin Troll, Frank Torfin, Grant Larson, Max Wimberg, all sporting 3 fouls. Nobody else with any problem whatsoever. Randy Blanford leads all scorers and rebounders with 21 and 9. 10 points for Daniel Adams, 14 for Judah Kozuki, 13 for Griffin Troll, 10 for Caleb Munseth. Frank Torf is having a rough shooting night, 1 for 9 from the field. He just made his first free field goal. He's made 5 free throws. He has 7 points, and if he could get going, that would help a lot. FLBC now 3 for 23 from three-point land. Hard to win many games that way. 38.5% overall versus 54.5% for Dayspring. Kind of reversed from last night, and that's the scoreboard difference thus far. Johnson up, misses the first. And the second, good. 63-55, 6 minutes left. Joseph on Troll, full court press. It's been a fun matchup to watch tonight. Winberg with the ball screen, steps back out. Troll gets a shoulder on Joseph, is able to force the ball up and in. That's just an experienced play. Good work, that's the 3rd for Enrico Joseph. 9th for the team. Troll shooting 2, and we'll be shooting 2 the rest of the way. First shot misses left. .557 left. Second shot in. 63-56, 7-point deficit, 5:57 left, a lot of game to play. Full court pressure, FLBC. Julian up and over to Joseph. Joseph to Blanford. Tell me if you've heard that before. His shot chart is more or less the restraining circle. 9-point deficit. Kozuki to Winberg. Winberg misses the mid-range jump shot. Falls down, leaving Julian to release. Julian stutter steps legally, grabs the ball, puts it up and in. Is now an 11-point lead. That was a 4-point unfortunate turn of events. Kozuki to Winberg at the top of the key, passes under to Larson. Larson, sensing the pressure of Adams, kicks back out to Winberg, whose 3-point attempt is long. Now that's 3 for 25 3-pointers for FLBC, 12%. Joseph to Adams, who's cleared out against Larson. Ball screen, Blanford. Adams, left hand, down the lane, kicks to Joseph, back to Adams, out to Blanford for 3, who misses, and that's just fine. Let him shoot out there all day long. If he makes it, there's nothing you can do, folks. So go ahead and let him shoot it. Troll misses the shot from the left elbow, 67-56, 4:30 left, and now FLBC needs a stop and a score. Griffin Troll nursing an untied shoe. Now Blanford clears out. Clears out, we don't go with him. Kozuki tries to draw the charge. Blanford up and through Kozuki. Bully ball, 69-56, 25 for Blanford. It's pretty tough, Coach Strand. Not sure what you're supposed to do with that. Kozuki off to Winberg. Winberg misses left. Kozuki offensive rebound against Blanford, out to Troll. Squares up for 3, misses short. Rebound, Kozuki tips in against Blanford. 30-second timeout, Logan Strand to talk about it. 4 minutes left in the game, 69-58. Thank you to event sponsors. Beyond Limits for today's game. Truestone last night. Other games this year, Cisco, Three Rivers Real Estate, and Hales Repair Center. FLBC won their first game in a long time last night, and a good time was had by all afterwards. On the other side of the ledger, though, tonight, due largely to a deficit of 3-point shooting, 3 for 25 tonight. Last night we were 50%. I think it was 11 for 22 or some such thing. Big difference. It'll be Dayspring ball against FLBC's 2-2-1 full court press. It's 1-2-1-1 now. Dayspring up 11. Takes a lot of people to make these things happen. Producer Gracienberg, executive producer Luke Quambeck, cameraman Nick Lundy, many people working, game day staff, admissions, concession stand, a board of trustees that's very supportive, leadership, faculty, dorm staff, all to serve our 111 undergraduate students, 24 seminarians, serving the Association of Free Lutheran Congregations and beyond. Thank you so much, everybody, for what you do. FLBC basketball off the Blanford miss, grabs the defensive rebound, comes front court, ball tipped away, 3:43 left, we're down 11. Let's get a basket and make things interesting. Troll, ball screen, Wimberg, pick, roll. Good job, Max Wimberg. I do not know how that's not a foul. Daniel Adams took a full swing across the arms. I do not know how that's not a foul. No, FLBC is going to get the ball back because there was another foul. Well, they called Adams for a foul, but not on the shot, not on the swing. Maybe that's a makeup call. I'm not sure how that all works. But FLBC ball, beautiful inbound play. Go up strong, go up strong. We're trapped underneath. Caleb Munseth. It's going to be a held ball, Dayspring ball. It's easier to say go up strong than it is to go up strong when you're underneath the basket and have 3 Dayspring Eagles around you. Good attempt, Caleb Munseth. Full court pressure, 1-2, 1-1 by FLBC. Johnson into Joseph. 2-on-1 now to Randy Blanford. That's gonna be knocked out of bounds, or is it a kicked ball? Kicked ball, so we're gonna have the ball underneath. Inbounds play. Now, if FLBC goes man-to-man on this, it's going to be screen the screener with Blanford coming around the backside. Just watch this box set. Blanford's going to go up. Oh, did it for Adams this time. Kick out to Julian. Julian tries to reverse the ball to Adams. Grant Larson gets his hand in to bother. Draws the foul. That'll be the team 6th, his 4th, with 3:25 left. Good defense tonight for the most part. One major matchup problem with the 6'2" forward, Randy Blanford. And our lack of three-point shooting has really tipped the scales the other direction. 69-58 with 3 minutes left. Adams, right elbow up, misses, tipped out. Joseph back to Adams, who hands off to Joseph to reset after the short shot clock reset. 12 seconds left for the shot. Ball screen, Blanford. Joseph, guarded by Wimberg, tries to back down Kozicki. Shot by Joseph, misses. Defensive rebound, Larson off to Troll. Attempting to pull to single digits. Step back, 3, Troll, misses. Front iron, Blanford rebound. Still an 11-point game with 2:45 left. Blanford off to Adams. Caleb Munseth tries to stop him from going across the sideline, can't do it. That'll be Munseth's 2nd, team 7th, and Daniel Adams will shoot 1 in the bonus. Probably will sign off fairly quickly after the game this afternoon. That's a miss. Adams misses 1 in the bonus. Fortunately, the shot came down to us because I don't think anybody realized it was 1-1. Now the ball dribbles off Caleb Munseth's hands and out of bounds. Frank Torfin coming back. He, who's saddled with several fouls, will come back into the game. Torfin with 3 fouls, 4 on Grant Larson. 2.5 left. FLBC needs a stop and a score a couple times in a row to make this interesting. Adams to Blanford. Tell me if you've heard this before. That'll be 27 for Blanford. FLBC ball as it's tipped out of bounds. Blanford with 27 and at least 11. Adams with 10.7 rebounds, 4 assists. I think he has more assists than that. kind of an assist machine. Torfing up over Adams. Beautiful, strong finish, Frank. 71-60, 2 minutes left. Full court press. Tipped by Troll. Out of bounds. Julian wisely lets that ball go. Alex Johnson inbounding the ball. 25 left on the shot clock, 2:01 left at the Student Life Center. Randy Blanford guarded by Max Winberg. Hands off to Joseph. Walks down to his familiar position on the block. Kazuki ball pressuring Joseph. Winberg in the post. Keep him there, stay low. Blanford kicks opposite. Post up. It's gonna be very hard to make that pass. Enrico Joseph need to dribble down and get a better angle. 2-on-1 pass from Winberg. 71-62 with 90 seconds left. Steal by Kazuki up to Troll. Troll's gonna finish, and now all of a sudden it's 71-64. It's a 7-point game with 80 seconds left. Full court press. Clock still running. 5-second count starting. Ball gets in. Johnson to Julian. Now Julian's a little cautious about forcing the tempo because up-tempo helps FLBC come back. And my Apple Watch just told me that the sound level has hit 95 decibels, and just 10 minutes at this level can cause temporary hearing loss. Griffin Troll's fourth. Dayspring will go to the line shooting 1 and the bonus. Coach Dan Fontana taking a timeout saying, no, hold on. We need to control this basketball and we win this game 71-64. FLBC drawing a little bit closer. You can watch these games on YouTube. You can follow along at flbcathletics.com, where you can have live approximate statistics just like I'm reading to you. FLBC 3 for 26 from the three-point line, 38% overall, and that's been the story of the game. Dayspring's shots, and again, I don't have a shot chart, but if we did, more or less, I'd say 2/3 of their points have been scored around that restraining circle, and that's how you're going to get a high shooting percentage, 53.8%. And if you back out the three-pointers on that, they're only 6 for 18 on threes. That would be, quick math, 22 for 34. So that's like, what would that be even? That's almost 2/3 of their shots that they've hit, other than three-pointers. And that's been the story of the game this afternoon. The matchup problem that we have with Randy Blanford, the passing lanes that are developed by Daniel Adams, driving hard to the elbow area or hard to the block. Yesterday it was a block and he would finish. We're taking that away. He's driving hard to the elbow. When we step up to stop the ball, he just dishes it off to Blanford. It's been a real matchup problem for Coach Logan Strand. Combined with our poor three-point shooting, that's been the whole difference between last night and today. 71-64, 69 seconds left in the Student Life Center. Cade Julian going to the line for 1 and the bonus. First shot up and in. Always kind of hope they miss the front end. 72-64. Cade Julian's second shot on the way. Second shot good. 73-64. Kids, make your free throws. Makes winning the game a lot easier. Troll down the lane, over Joseph. Tipped away, rebound, Blanford, and that's going to be the 5th foul on Griffin Troll. Kind of wrong place, wrong time. Trips up Blanford, who's going to go to the free throw line, shoot 1 of the bonus himself. And good game, Griffin Troll. Thank you for getting us off the schneid last night. Troll's going to leave the game 7 for 17, 1 for 6 three-pointers, 1 for 3 free throws. Not a great shooting night for Griffin. 16 points. 7 rebounds, 5 assists, good defense, good floor generalmanship. Is that a word? It is now. Caleb Munset will come into the game as Logan Strand uses his 30 seconds replacement time to strategize. And Randy Blanford will go to the line shooting 1 and the bonus. 9 points still within reach for FLBC, but 2 free throws here would make it really hard to come back. Close to need a 3-point territory, and that's not great because once you start shooting threes to draw closer, it means that, that we're about done. Randy Blanford seeking his 28th point. Misses. Max Winberg, rebound. Frank Torfin, front court, down 9. Torfin drives in against Adams, goes strong. Blocked shot out of bounds. 22 on the shot clock, good sportsmanship. Daniel Adams helping up Frank Torfin after the excellent block shot. Baseline out of bounds. Torfin runs across the formation, kicks left side, Winberg 3, makes! A long-awaited 3-point make for the FLBC Conquerors. Draws our home crowd to their feet, and the Conquerors within 6. Timeout. Logan Strand, 1 left, 47-5 on the clock, down 6, about to face a live ball inbound against this FLBC full court pressure. This is getting exciting. Upcoming live streams or come in person. Tuesday, December 2nd, 4 and 6 p.m. at home against Faith Baptist Bible College from Ankeny, Iowa. Friday, December 12th, 6 and 8 p.m. against Trinity Bible College from Ellendale, North Dakota. Saturday, December 13th, 2 p.m. men only against Oak Hills Christian College out of Bemidji, Minnesota. The following week, so that's finals week. The week ending December 12th and 13th, students will be done by then with finals. And then we have Welsh College, a new opponent coming through on their way to Trinity in Ellendale. Welsh College out of Nashville area, Tennessee. Many friends in and around that college. Happy to hear Coach Greg Fallbush and company coming this way for a game the following Tuesday. And now here's FLBC, full court press, down 6, 47-5 left. Frank Torfin guarding the ball. Alex Johnson trying to get the ball in, does to Enrico Joseph. Enrico Joseph, that's gonna be off of FLBC. 28 on the shot, 45-3 on the game clock. Now we're dead ball, spot throw in. Johnson can't move. FLBC's crowd imploring FLBC to 1 turnover or stop. Into Blanford. Blanford trying to throw the ball across to Adams. Does. Winberg is going to take the foul. Adams is going to go to the line. Daniel Adams will shoot 2 shots in the double bonus. 4 now on Max Winberg. Again, with 40 seconds left, 2 free throws doesn't make it impossible, but it makes it really hard. Puts you into 3-point shot attempt necessity. Adams' first shot, good. 74-67, 40.8 left on the clock. Adams' second miss, 7-point deficit. Larson, front court, ball screen, Winberg. Larson, Euro steps, strong left-hand finish. It's now a 5-point game, full court press. Johnson trying to inbound, can't get the ball in, does to Joseph, off to Adams. Adams gonna try to pass up, we got 2-0. Blanford's gonna be back on the line, fouled by Torfin. Blanford wisely was just gonna run clock, probably could have gone in his shot, but if something weird happens, that's Torfin's 4th. Blanford will shoot 2, seeking his 28th and 29th points. I think I prematurely gave him 29 earlier. 28th point is up and in. FLBC now down 6 with 27 seconds left. The second one goes in, they probably need a 3-pointer. Second shot, good. Dayspring has hit their free throws in the second half. That's 14 for 21. Larson to Winberg. Three goes long. Caleb Munseth tries to pull the ball down. It's going to stay now off of Julian. 19.7 left on the game clock. No shot clock. FLBC ball baseline out of bounds. Down 7, need a 3. Step back, Winberg. Uh-oh. And Julian hurt his back on that. So the ball tried to go long on the out of bounds play. Julian did a great job jumping vertically as Winberg came to get the ball, try to catch it. Winberg protesting, but that was clearly on him. Julian was straight up and down. Verticality applies. Winberg is out of the game with 5 fouls. Julian appears to be significantly injured. If he comes out of the game, won't be able to return. Somebody's going to have to shoot 2 free throws. 76-69. Okay, Julian, hope you're okay. That was a good defensive play. FLBC down 7. 18 seconds left. A free throw or 2 will ice this one. Okay, Julian's going to try. He's walking to the bench. Quinn Rendy will come in. Shoot the free throws. That did look painful. Back wrenched a little bit. Thanks again to Beyond Limits for sponsoring today's game and for being a valued partner of Free Lutheran Bible College. Thanks to cameraman Nick Lundy, producer Gracia Berg, executive producer Luke Quambeck, game day staff galore, head coach and athletic director Logan Strand, and the entire FLBC Conqueror team and fan base for coming out, getting a win last night in an entertaining game, and a narrow loss this afternoon, fueled mainly by a huge mismatch in the post and our inability to hit three-point shots. Still sitting at 4 of 28, 14%. Doesn't win you many games, but this has been a fun one. Alex Johnson now shooting the free throws for Cade Julian. First shot's good. 77-69, 18 seconds left. That should about do it. Second shot miss. Adams is going to pick up an ill-advised foul. That'll be his 4th. Now we're going to walk to the other end and shoot 2 with the clock not running. And that is why Coach Don Fontana is going to lose hair or go gray prematurely. Don't do that. 77-69. Caleb Munseth shooting 2. Now all of a sudden it's a 6-point game with 17 seconds left if he hits both of these. Misses the first. I think this one's over. Second one up and in, 77-60, 77-70, excuse me. 77-70, 7-point deficit. Logan Strand is going to take his last timeout. Are we going to take our last timeout? We're going to take our last timeout. I'm a big fan of taking all of your timeouts. You can't take them with you. So you might as well use them to teach. 7-point deficit, 17-3 left in the game. Dayspring will inbound against what I presume will be our full court pressure. And this afternoon we'll carry on the lengthy game. A little choppy on flow, lots of fouls. Last night was a little more free-flowing. FLBC will be back on the floor with Munseth, Kozuki, Impala, Larson, and Torfin. Dayspring will counter with Adams, Blanford, Johnson, Joseph, and Rendy. K. Julian moving around okay. That should be nice and sore tomorrow morning after a long van ride back to Mundelein, Illinois. Blanford's going to try to get 30. I think he's going to have the opportunity to catch the ball and get fouled and shoot some more. Okay, so this is 1-4. Somebody's going to take off. Somebody's going to, oh, everybody, 4 verts, and then come back. That's nicely done. Johnson to Adams to Blanford, and that's going to be, oh, called a block. Looked a whole lot like a charge to me. But so be it. That'll be the 30th and 31st point for Randy Blanford. Foul on Grant Larson, who's going to foul out of the game with 12 seconds left. Luke Grevin comes in for him. Blanford's going to try to put the finishing touches. The cherry on top of a 32-point, at least 13 rebound Sunday. Blanford's going to finish with 32. Adams with 11. Julian for 10. Rendy for 9. Joseph with 8. Johnson with 8. At the buzzer, 3-point shot missed by Grevin, and that'll be your final, 80-70. FLBC led by Kazuki and Troll with 16 each, 11 for Munseth, 10 for Larson, 8 each for Torfin and Wimberg. An entertaining basketball game, a good basketball game between two evenly matched teams. Story of the game, likely 4 for 30 3-point shooting by FLBC. If you hit just 4 of those, you win the game. And 4 of those, that'd be 8 for 30. And that's still not very good. So that's probably where it is. Last night, the shooting was great. Tonight, the shooting not so much. If you even them out, it's pretty average. So thank you very much for everybody who made this game possible. Luke Quambeck, Gracia Berg, Nick Lundy, Coach Logan Strand, Coach Dom Fantana from Dayspring. Thanks for coming our direction. We'll see you down the road.